October 1969. Yeah. Woodstock happened. The Heights Columbus. Many years later, I moved back to Colorado. I heard about this local legend. His name was Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah.
He ran for sheriff. He had a big building that fit for a coyote club. They told me about every 20 people's house. Be careful. Sometimes you find it in the big box. People think sometimes you have Abbie Hoffman Died. Sometimes you have a Hunter S. Thompson My Hunter S. Thompson moment happened to me. I was working at the concrete cookhouse. And out of nowhere, I just look on the guest list. We never knew what you guys were doing until we show up that night. I was working a party for Ed Bradley. It was like 3 wedding parties. And on the guest list was Jimmy Buffett, some of the Devil Brothers. And I came up to Hunter, you know, I was trying to think, what do I tell him? I heard about him, all these legends, all these different things. And he ordered 3 entrees, ate a bite of one and took the rest home. And then I smelled some high blood. I'm like, who's smoking the bud? And I look over at the bar, and there's Hunter smoking his bowl by himself. And I finally come up to him and say, Hunter, it's a pleasure to meet you, bro. You know, I used to live next to you in Wood Creek. Friends of mine came up, and they were waving by, and they're like, hey, there's Hunter's house, and you blew out their windshield. And then, now I live in a teepee on top of Smoker Mountain. And he looked at me and said, argh, and whacked me upside the head. Welcome to the Abbie Hoffman Festival. And their 7th season of Fear and Loathing. Thank you very much. And we'll be used temporarily in this performance. Along the edge of the desert when the drugs began to take hold. I remember saying something like, I feel a bit lightheaded, maybe you should drive. Then suddenly there was a terrible roar all around us, and the sky was full of what looked like huge bats, all swooping and screeching and diving around the car, which was going about 100 miles an hour with the top down to Las Vegas, and a voice was screaming, "Oh, Jesus! Goddamn animal!" Then it was quiet again. When I turned, he had taken his shirt off and was pouring beer in his chest and facilitating the canning process. What are you yelling about? Never mind, it's your turn to drive. I take a break. Aim the great red shark toward the shoulder of the highway. There's no point mentioning those bats, I thought, before fashion will see them soon enough. It was almost noon and we still over 100 miles to go. They would be tough miles. Very soon I knew we were both being completely twisted, but there was no going back, no time to rest. we would have to ride it out. Truck registration for the fabulous Hit 400 was already underway. We had to get it by 4 to claim our soundproof suite. The fashionable sporting magazine had already taken care of the reservations, along with this huge red Chevy convertible we just rented off the lot on Sunset Strip. And I was, after all, a professional journalist, so I had an obligation to cover the story for good or ill. The sporting editors had already given us $300 in cash, most of which was already spent on extremely dangerous runs. The trunk of the car looked like a whole police narcotics lab. We had 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of methylene, 5 sheets of high-powered purple water acid, a salt shaker full of cocaine, half full. Also a whole galaxy of multicolored tumblers, downers, tweeters, screamers, laughers, all-arounders, a pint of tequila, a quart of rum, 2 cans of Budweiser, and 2 dozen Abels, and a pint of raw ether. All of this had been rounded up the night before to friends high-speed driving all over Los Angeles County. And so hanging a watch, we picked up everything we could get our hands on. Not that we needed all that for the trip, but once you get locked into a serious drug collection, the tendency is to push it as far as you can. The only thing that really bothered me is there's nothing in the world more helpless, irresponsible, and depraved than a man in a desk or an ether business. I knew we'd get that rotten stuff pretty soon. Probably at the next gas station. Pretty sad with everything else, and now, yes, it's time for a long story of ether. Woo! And to do the next 100 miles in a horrible, slobbering sort of spastic super. The only way to keep alert on ether is to do up a lot of angles. Not all at once, but steadily. Just enough to maintain the focus at 90 miles an hour through Barstow. And this is the way to travel. You lean over and add the volume on the radio. I'm moaning the words. One toe, over the line. Sweet Jesus. One toe, over the line. Oh, you want wait a people, goddamn that. I could barely hear the radio. Slumped over, grabbed him with the tape recorder, turned all the way up on sympathy for the hill. It was the only tape we had. So we played it over and over constantly to kind of diminish the counterpoint to the radio, and also to maintain our rhythm on the road. My attorney saw the Hitchhiker long before I did. Hey, let's get that 20 left. We can't stop here. This is bad country. But before I can mount any arguments, we were stopped. And this poor old kid climbed in the car with a huge grin on his face saying,
"Hi, thank you. Looking for room to convert. Oh,
is that right?
Well, then I guess you're about ready, huh?"
The kid got it. He roared off. "We're your friends! We're not like the others!" That's that. Right, I thought. I going around the bend. No more of that talk where I put the leashes on. He grinned. Seemed to understand. Luckily, the noise in the car was so awful between the wind, the radio, and the tape machine, that kid in the back seat couldn't hear a word we were saying. More choice. How long can we maintain that order? How long before one of us starts raging and jabbering with his voice? What will be big then? This same lonely desert was the last known home of the Manson family. Will he make that weird connection when my attorney starts reading about that? And he next rays coming out of the car? So we'll just have to cut his head off the Mary Because it goes without saying that he can't live with me. He'll report us if he wants to sometimes knock me out that long on the first day to be able to run us down like dogs. Oh, Christ. Did you say that? Was they just? Was I talking to Jesus? Did they hear me? I glanced over at my attorney, but his mind was someone else, driving our great big truck along 110 or so. There was no sound from the back seat. Perhaps I should have a talk with this boy. Maybe if I explain things so rest easy. I leaned around in the seat and gave a fiery smile and finally the shape of his skull. By the way, there's one thing you should probably understand. Can you hear me? He stares at me, not raging. That's good, because I want you to know that we're on our way to Las Vegas and find the American dream. Can you grasp that? I want to get all the background, because this is a very obvious assignment with overtones of extreme personal danger. Hey, you want to hear? How about ether? Never mind. See, about 24 hours ago, we were sitting in the Polo Lounge at the Beverly Hills Hotel in the patio section of Polo. And we were just sitting under a palm tree when this uniformed dwarf with a pink telephone came up to me saying,
"It's hard to tell you the way for us to
you know what? was right. You follow me? The boy's face was a massive pure fear of people. His eyes wonder on me. I want you to know that this man at the wheel is my attorney. He's not just some dumb fuck that picked up on the suspect screen. Look at him. He doesn't look like you or me, does he? That's because he's a foreigner. Probably Samoan. But it doesn't matter, does it? Are you prejudiced? Oh, hell no! I don't think so, because the fight was ready for Sam is extremely valuable. I glanced over at my attorney, but he seemed oblivious. Watching the road, driving our great red shark along. I looked at him, I whacked the back of the driver's seat with my fist. This is important. God damn it! This is a true story. Keep your hands on my fucking neck! The kid in the back seat was like he was ready to jump right out of the car and take his chance. On the way for an easy thing. Why? I was frustrated. Was there no communication in this car? Had we deteriorated to the level of dog bees? You're out of here.
Daddy, one more. Yeah, give me one pop.
My story was true. I was absolutely certain of that. It was extremely valuable, I thought. For the meaning of our journey, you may clearly understood. We've been sitting there in the polo lounge for many hours, drinking Singapore slings with mezcal on the side and beer chasers. And when that phone call came, I was ready. The dwarf approached our table cautiously, as I recall. And when he handed me the pink telephone, I said nothing. Merely listened. Then I hung up. That was headquarters. They want me to go to Las Vegas at 1 day contact with the Portuguese photographer named Sarah. They'll have all the details. All I have to do is check with my suite and they'll seek me out. I glanced over my attorney. He said nothing for a moment, but then he suddenly came alive in his chair. God help. I think I see the pattern. This is going to be real trouble. He called me for more hurry. You're going to need a lot of legal advice before this thing is over. My first piece of advice to you is you can get a really fast car with no top, run cocaine, tape recorder, get the hell out of the lake for at least 48 hours. Both men would get the hell out. Naturally, I'll have you go with you. So after hours, so why not? Work through it all, work through it right. But we plenty of cash on the line. Only for drugs and the super sensitive tape recorder for the sake of a permanent record. But that story isn't at home. The mid-400. It's a rich soccer road race for vehicles and money history organized sport. A fantastic spectacle in honor of some fat Aquacero named Del Webb, who owns a luxurious mid-hotel in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. So leave us with the press release. My man in New York just read it to me. As your attorney, I advise you to buy a motorcycle. I'll see you cover the sketch the correction. Where can we get hold of Vincent Black Shadow? What's that? Fantastic, right? The newest model is something like 2,050 inches, developing 100 horsepower, 2,000 revolutions per minute, 118 frame, 2 styrofoam seats, the total curve weight exactly 200 pounds. That's about right for this gig. The fucker's not much returning, but it's pure hell on the straightaway. We'll outrun the F-111 until takeoff. Takeoff? You think we can handle that in short? Absolutely, I'll call New York.